know if everyone's seen the brother Kwame Brown and brother bandaids. Their little chat, their little sit down at Bus Life, Kwame Brown's podcast, YouTube page. But I think they should go check it out. Shout out to them brothers. It was an excellent and powerful, collaboration. And I thought that the message was on point. And I thought that the message was the same message that it's always been. It's always been about the people. It's always been about uplifting our people. It's always been about do for self. But the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and the nation, what they always preach is do for self. So I know we have, a lot of obstacles and hurdles out here that we're facing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of demons, Satan is prevalent. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of it all, you're still in control of your own destiny. But you have to allow yourself to be in control. You have to take back your control. And it really all depends on the content. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all have trials and tribulations, traumatic things that have happened to us. As an adolescent, coming up, things that you might have felt, things that might have happened to you personally, things that you've seen. But we have to use all of that, to self-inspire and motivate and help encourage other people who might be going through or have gone through some of the same traumas. And you have to address these things. I always say you can't just say, okay, I went through this and went through that. Anything traumatic, you have to dig all of that up and you have to address it. You have to tell somebody. You can't just put it on the back burner and say, I'm good, and pray about it like, I'm good, I'm healed. How can you heal something if it's never been addressed? And I've mentioned this before. How can you put a band-aid on a gunshot wound? No, you have to dig the bullet fragment out of the wound. Excuse me. You have to disinfect the wound. You have to put treatment and antibiotic on the wound to clean it out, right? Peroxide or whatever. And then you have to sew the wound back up and now, once you sew it back up, you've put all your healing agents on it. Now it can heal properly. It might leave a scar, but it will heal. It's not going to cause other things. The wound is not going to become infected. See, wounds are only become infected when they're not treated. When you leave them open, unaddressed. You get what I'm saying? Because you allow all the other toxins and dirt and all that other bullshit to enter it. Think about that. It's the same with whatever hurt or trauma or pain that you've experienced in your life. If you leave it unaddressed, and if you leave it open, now you're allowing other shit, like you're allowing other triggers to come in and even do even more damage. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're all flawed from the beginning of time. That's just the way life is. That's the way we were created. Nothing is perfect in this world, in this society. It's a lot of shit that's corrupted though, and that's the works of the devil. The design of the devil is to, rob, steal, kill, destroy, and confuse. And that's where we're at. We're all confused. We don't know our purpose. We're trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? trying to figure this shit out. But you cannot go through life without addressing all of the open wounds. Apply the proper healing agents and sew the wound up and allow the wound to heal from the inside out, not from the outside in. You got to allow those wounds to heal from the inside out. You can't just forget about everything and say time heals everything. That's not true, in my opinion. I don't think that time heals everything. Time just suppresses everything. So everything that goes unaddressed, it's going to come up eventually. And when that thing does come up, when that hurt and that pain and trauma, when there's triggers to that hurt, pain, and trauma, and all that pain you regurgitated, now it's going to be all negative energy that's going to come up out of that thing. That's the infection. You get what I'm saying? You following along? Now the wound has been infected with all this toxic shit. All this unnatural growth, uncharacteristic behaviors that we're displaying out here. That's the wound being infected. We need to start addressing all of our issues and our pain and our trauma. Address those things. And you're going to ask, well, how do you address them? First, you got to identify what caused you to act like this. What is a trigger to this pain? What things do I get really upset out at or irritated by that's causing me to act like how I'm acting or displaying a certain behavior? Think about that. And we don't, most of the time we don't like telling people nothing because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be looked at a certain way. We don't want to have to take accountability for the things that you've done to cause some of your own pain and trauma. For every cause, there's an effect. For every cause, there's an effect. And I'm not saying that we all lead to our trauma. Sometimes things happen to us which we can't really explain, and we don't understand why certain people did to us what they did to us. I'm part of the people. I'm saying we, because I'm not exempt from, being exposed to different things. No rape, no molestation for me personally, but I've been through other traumas. You get what I'm saying? But I know people who've experienced those things. But we gotta be able to be honest and have those honest conversations. Are they difficult? Do we want to cry and show emotion and relive all that hurt and pain? Probably not. But is it good for us to go through it and relive it? As far as sharing your testimony, it's very important that you do that, because now the proper healing can begin. We all go through certain things, but we think that we're exempt, from sharing those certain things and reliving those certain things. You know what I'm saying? You need closure. You need proper healing to take place. Because hurt people, and that's where we at in our society today. It's a lot of hurt people just hurting people. You know what I'm saying? And we think social media, we think that's just going to release all of our pain, and we try to display our lives in a false reality. And we use social media to share certain intimate things and expect people to, have empathy and compassion and validate us. But everything doesn't need to be shared in a public setting. You get what I'm saying? The world really don't need to know all of this stuff. Because social media is just social media. It's them there to really distract you from becoming a greater you. Some people use it to propel and uplift and share positive messages, and a lot of people just on social media for no damn reason at all. It's really not benefiting you. It's just feeding into the pain and perpetuating the bad behavior that's already being displayed or being exhibited. So stop having that mentality like, oh, I ain't tripping. I don't even care. When you hear somebody say, oh, I don't care about that. I ain't tripping off of that. 9 times out of 10, it's the opposite. Because all of their hurt and pain and trauma is suppressed so far deep down inside that they're just immune to it. But they don't understand that the damage that it's doing to everyone around them and everyone that they associate themselves with. You get what I'm saying? So it's okay to relive a traumatic event. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. We're emotional beings. That's the way we were created. We are emotional beings. We live inside a woman. They say women are the most emotional creatures on the planet Earth. That may be true. Allegedly. I'm not here to dispute or argue that. But what I am here to do is say that if they are, in fact, emotional, one of the most, if not the most emotional individual on the planet of the earth, what does that make them men? We were all born from a woman. Think about that. We lived inside a woman. So all of the emotion and the pain that they went through, we went through it too. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got a lot of trauma and hurt and anger issues. When we come out of the womb, we're born like that. You get what I'm saying? So you wonder why some children grow up and they be hard-headed or they bad and they act in a certain way. All of this pain and trauma is all generational and it's passed down from generation to generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? But our job is to go back, go through all that pain and the hurt, have honest conversations about what you're feeling with somebody, whether that be a therapist or somebody close and dear to your heart, a relative, a friend, a peer, an associate, somebody that you feel you can trust without judgment being passed, and eyes open, ears open, and somebody that's going to keep it 100 with you. But for every cause, there's an effect. Just remember some of the things and some of the pain you went through that it was constituted through something that you might have done or said to someone, and then there was a reaction, or something that you might have did to someone else, and then you happen to experience something that happened to you, and now you're trying to figure out, like, dang, why did this just happen to me? I don't understand why this particular thing happened to me. And you might be like, man, I'm good to this person, I'm good to this person, I'm good. You gotta be good all the time to everybody you come in contact with. Don't be mean to people just because you might not like them, or you might judge them based off of something. You know what I'm saying? Get to know them. Because you can't really judge someone's likeness, or you can't judge their personality and their character off of relationships that they might have with others. You know what I'm saying? You might have to have your own experience, your own relationship. Then you make your judgment on whether you want to give them, you know what I'm saying, certain energy. But we should all be positive. We should all be positive. And check this out. You don't have to get along with everybody. That's fine. You don't have to get along with everybody. Everybody not gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, buddy. They're gonna be tight knit in your circle, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you gotta disrespect them. You just give them the same energy they give you. You know what I'm saying? If they not really fucking with you and not being polite and respectful to you, then you don't have to be respectful and polite to them. Just don't say nothing to them. Period. Go about your business. That's fine. But you can be honest with them and let them know that, you know what? I feel like you are doing or saying things or treating me a certain way, and I notice that behavior and I don't like the behavior. And just be honest and real with them, because at the end of the day, they don't have to like that, but trust me, they will respect it. You know what I'm saying? We got to start being real with each other. But we so quick to want to throw hands, you know what I'm saying, or pop a motherfucker. Or slap a bitch, pull their whole motherfucking head off. But we ain't really trying to have those honest conversations. Those real conversations. Getting personal with people. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker don't like you, that's fine. You think Ice Cube gave a fuck, you know what I'm saying, whether Donald Trump or whoever else in office liked him or not? Fuck no. He was doing the work. He said, man, I'm submitting this plan for Black America to anybody that's gonna sit down with me and listen. Whether you like me or not. Are you gonna apply these principles in this plan? Are you gonna put it in place to help a particular specific group of people? That was his whole message. And he was drugged under the dirt because he wanted to sit down and have a conversation. It's different if you're an athlete and you go in a motherfucker, just go into the White House and just smile and be fake. You know what I'm saying? And be fake with motherfuckers who really don't like you. Nah. Don't be fake. Say, you know what? I respectfully decline. I don't want to attend, and this is the reasons why I don't want to attend. They might not like that in the public eye and mainstream media, but they gonna have to respect it because that's your honesty. That's how you feel, honestly. And you communicated that. So you see how you felt something, but then you communicated that same feeling. Now the healing can begin. Now you can feel at ease. Now you can have closure. Now you can have peace. Because you was real and up front. And that's what we have to do with all of our trauma and all of our pain. It's the same thing. Same principles apply. You feel me? How can we help anybody if we not right? And sometimes your testimony, just about something that traumatic that had happened to you in your life, that's helping someone. Just by you going out there and letting the people know, or letting someone know, just putting it out there. Because now it's therapeutic. Now the healing can begin. You're not only healing yourself, but it might be somebody else that was on the verge experiencing those same hurts and those same pains as we speak. Now you can just help them learn how to address what they're going through and navigate through it the best way that they know how, without doing something uncharacteristic, and without doing something out of hurt, pain, anger, frustration, and emotion. But now we can help build, something greater. But we gotta love our children, man. We gotta start caring about our young kings and queens out here. Our young queens and kings, are under attack. They being attacked. I've been saying this for so long. Y'all probably don't know that I've been saying a lot of this stuff because I just tell people that's close to me. You know what I'm saying? I just started, my YouTube or whatever you want to call it, the little YouTube channel, just to share different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of my healing. It's just being able to just allow me to speak freely on something I feel so strongly and passionate about, and just give my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can give their take on, a lot of different things, but why not me get my take? You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular individual, but the people, we need each other, especially Black and brown. We need each other because all of the things that we've been through and are still going through And now all of this with our children, an attack on our kings and queens, everything that's being fed and forced down your throat for you to accept, it's an attack on the minds. They don't want no strong conscience mind. They want a fucked up, weak, confused mind. Because those are the minds that can be manipulated. Those are the minds, if you control the mind, you control the person, the individual. So remember that. We got to start looking out for each other, man. We got to stop attacking people. Especially if you're doing something positive. If you're doing something positive, we're supposed to be like magnets. I know they say opposites attract. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about magnets. Opposites attract, but why positives can't attract? You know what I'm saying? Why two positives can't attract? I know it's the law of physics, but I'm just saying. I know that's science and it's hella weird. A negative and a positive go together, like, you know what I'm saying, white on rice. But then when you put, you know what I'm saying, two of those same, you know, atoms together, or whatever you want to call them, or magnetic fields, once you put both of them on the same side, now it causes division. You see how that happened? Think about that, how a magnet works. A negative, somebody that's out here spitting positive shit, but the negative wants to go along with the positive so it can corrupt all of the shit and they can come together. This is my interpretation and my perception of how a magnet works. But then when two positive people, or when two positives are trying to come together, then it's bad. It causes division. So think about that. Every time somebody's trying to be positive, here comes the division. But then every time somebody's trying to be negative, now it's accepted. Now the world can function in a negative society. For the benefit of who? The people that got the mindset to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. You see how that works? Think about that. And it happens everywhere. In your workplace. You know what I'm saying? In your homes, in your churches, in your place of businesses, in the media, on TV, everywhere. Why do you think that is? And why are we so quick to follow the negative instead of following the positive? Why is it so not popular to follow positive behaviors, positive things? Why do we rebel against that? It goes back to generational hurt. All of this goes back to pain and trauma. Once we can figure out how to get out of our own way, then we can start learning how to build something greater outside of ourselves. Because it's really not about the individual. It's about us as a collective. Black people, brown people. Period. That's what it's really all about. Excuse me. So we need to look out for one another, man. And stop being so damn negative. Learn how to love one another. Learn how to help one another. If you got the blueprint to something, then we'll share it. You know what I'm saying? Don't overcharge a motherfucker. Charge them other motherfuckers, but your people, you know, kind of catapult them. Okay, share the information, share the message. I'm not saying not to monetize off of it, but it's okay to help your people, man. You don't have to take from your people. We don't have to treat each other poorly and bad just because we went through some experiences and we don't know how to, you know, handle them. And we thought that the best way we do know how to handle them is suppressing them so far deep that now you're immune, you know what I'm saying, to everything. So I love you guys, man. I hope y'all have a blessed day. And we got to continue just to do the work, man. But we got to heal by being honest and raw, with our pain and our trauma. You feel what I'm saying? And that starts with me. That starts with you. You know what I'm saying? Period. And it's okay. Everything gonna be all right. We don't need to worry. Don't worry. Just channel that. Try to channel the energy. You know what I'm saying? To put it into something positive. You know what I'm saying? Help yourself by helping somebody else. But we have to treat the open wound. Don't put a band-aid over a gunshot wound. Love, live life, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings. When I put my B's up, because I'm from Berkeley, California, the B. And then you got the 3s for E-Leezy. For 3-Leezy, because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I popped them 3s. I've been doing it before Steph Curry. Shout out to Steph. And then another 3 is for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So this is not a gang symbol. This is the B for Berkeley, from the city that I'm from. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and 3-Leezy. Period. So I'm not a gang member. I'm not into none of that. I'm just telling you, when I put this up, I want you to know what it means. Period. It's all positivity. It's all love. E-Leezy. The real E-Leezy.